People, how's everyone doing this afternoon? Welcome in to an afternoon edition, Sunshine Tarot, with your host, Tropical Empress in Spirit. How y'all beautiful people doing today? Happy Tuesday, y'all. I hope it's been a wonderful, good day. I hope your work week has started off on the right footing. And, if not, hopefully I can cheer y'all up. So I thought I would surprise y'all and hop on here for a little bit. Just to say hi to y'all, see what's going on. In case any of y'all had needed a personal reading. And just so y'all know, I'm trying to wait for y'all to get here. Because I figure some of y'all probably just got the notification. So, while I wait for a few y'all get here, I'll shuffle my decks. And I think I'll use my dice. Since I know many of y'all do like my dice. And I might as well use it while I got it here. Since one of my girlfriends was sweet enough to gift the channel these wonderful dice that I have, my tarot dice. So I use some of them too. Let's see. What the heck was that? Oh. Well, hopefully y'all got it, because I'm waiting on it. Gotta love it. Something gets ordered over 2 months ago and it still ain't here. So what do you do? So beautiful people. How's your day been? Anything good happening? Anything exciting in the world? Anything fun? I know there's some craziness going on out there in the world, but I try and avoid it, y'all. I stay in my bubble. Hello, Donatello. How are you doing, beautiful soul? Happy Tuesday to you. I don't think I've ever seen your name in here before, sweetheart. Did you just come across my channel? Unless you were in here one of the times that, for whatever reason, some of the channels, the names were y'all's handle, y'all signed up with YouTube with. So I know there was people who had names on there. I didn't even know who they were. So hello to y'all. So beautiful people. I'm going to do a quick general collective reading for y'all. It's going to be a general collective. It's not a personal reading. And it includes all 12 zodiac signs. So it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is. If you're here, you're part of the collective, okay? But whilst y'all are here, beautiful people, I really don't know how often I'm going to be streaming right now. I got a lot of things going on I got to take care of. And many of my beautiful people that are here with me late at night, y'all know I stay up late with y'all. And I don't mind it, when I can do it, but sometimes it really drains me and pulls my energy down. So I've been needing to take a little bit of time off to get a couple of things done, because as some of y'all know, I'm a semi-professional billiards pool player. And I still have not had a chance to get to the pool hall to practice. I mean, my girlfriend got me up there once, but I wasn't in the mood to practice. I mean, there was another reason why she wanted me up there, but I still don't know how my arm's holding up. Hello, okay. So, I gotta get up there and start practicing because there's a couple of charity pool tournaments that I play in around the holiday season that are very important to me. One is to take donations, but really it's everyone's entry fee. And a big portion of it, the proceeds, goes to supporting families in need for the Thanksgiving holiday season, to buy families food who don't have the means to do so. And then the other tournament is in December for Christmas, to collect toys for, same reason, all the kids, families in need who don't have the resources to buy their kids Christmas gifts. And they also collect money to go through and also help them buy groceries for the Christmas holiday meal. So I want to focus on that because I didn't get a chance to play in it last year because I was still recovering from my rotator cuff repair surgery. So this year I said, okay, it's time. I got to get back up there and get back on the pool table and get some practice in, which can take time because when I used to play, y'all, and I mean practice, I was up there 3-4 nights a week practicing. And then the other couple of nights I shot in tournaments or leagues. So now I got to really get back into it. So because of that, and I don't want y'all to feel like y'all are going to miss out, not being able to catch me or not get a personal reading from me if you need one. I just posted something on my channel that has special. It will be a pre-recorded private reading. So I know some of y'all, have asked me about that in the past, and I was only doing the video chat readings where you got me live. This will be recorded readings, so you can, ask a question and, throw a second follow-up question in there as long as it has something to do with the original question. For $55.55. So it's not much more than what my YouTube stream readings are, which are $40 for a full in-depth reading. And many of y'all know how in-depth I go. So it's for a limited time, y'all. So in case y'all want to know, that's what it is. And I just posted the posting on the channel right before I came online. So, alright, beautiful people. Okay, that was my oracle deck. Spirit Witch deck. Ouch. Now I'm trying to yank my hair out, y'all. Let's see. Quickly. Past, present, and future. Spirit. What does the general collective need here right now? For the highest good. Okay. I'm going to lay the cards out first, and then I'm going to pull the dice to use as clarifiers. So this will be a quick past, present, and future collective reading. Take what messages resonate, leave behind the rest. Some don't fit, don't force it to fit. Alright, Spirit, give me past, please. Ooh, give me present. Well, alright, give me future, please. Well, that card wanted to come out, but it didn't. You know how it goes, Spirit. I only want one card. Thank you. Uh-oh. What the heck is this about, Spirit? Well, it was looking good. Or so I thought. Now I get the feeling these cards aren't going to be enough. You know what, Spirit? Let me see this real quick. Before I say anything, because something just tells me I'm going to need these two. So, it must be something y'all are trying to release. Something y'all are going to have to go through and really consider letting go of. And I don't feel like it's something you're willing to part with. For some of y'all, this feels like a relationship. Alright, Spirit, clarify, please. Get the money. That's it. Always looks weird to me. Looks like a wolf, but okay. The world card. Alright. Alright, Spirit. Oh, crap. There's something else in that's good. Hold on. Grab a minute. Alright. True woman, Spirit. Wait a minute. I feel like many of y'all are in like a transitional period of deep growth. I feel like this is emotional and spiritual growth. For some of y'all, this involves y'all's career too. Alright, Spirit. Clarify that card, please. Hangman. Yikes. Alright. What we got here, Spirit? Well, in the recent past, I got gift of money. So, like, y'all were gifted money by somebody, or gifted something of tangible value. And I feel like it was to really help you accomplish something. And you know, for some of y'all, I just heard school. So maybe you got a gift from a loved one to kind of like maybe pay for some of your tuition, books. Someone else, this feels like a raise. You got a raise at work. But even for someone else, I'm picking up like a friend or even your significant other you're in a relationship with. Gifted y'all some money to help you with something. Because with the gift of money, I have the World card. And the energy I pick up from it, Spirit's telling me this is like really for you to help you achieve a goal. Something you were working towards. And I feel like you were able to accomplish it. But some of y'all are feeling isolated right now. And y'all's present energy, I feel like this is like a deep emotional and spiritual transitional period for you. Where you're taking some time in self-reflection, really going deep within, asking yourself and even talking to the universe, divine, your spirit guides, like what you're supposed to do next. Like, I'm picking up on someone's energy, you feel a little lost. In fact, Spirit just said like wobbly. So you feel very unbalanced, but I almost feel like for some of y'all, this is just like things in your life don't feel as balanced right now as you were hoping they would be. And I feel like it does pertain to the past energy of, you know, this gift of money. So maybe it wasn't enough that you had thought it would be to cover something. Or this feels like even the raise, you didn't feel like it would be as, you know, you thought it'd be more. For someone else, I got sick pay. So I'm picking up like as if you were, you know, maybe you weren't getting paid time off before, but maybe that's a new benefit you just got. And I feel like for someone that's like because you just changed jobs, that we're going to give you more benefits than what your old employer was going to give you. So right now it's like you're in a challenging transitional period where I feel like you're getting a lot of growth. You're working on yourself, your personal self, in a lot of ways. And maybe I feel like for someone, you have people around you that, you know, are big influences in your life, you know. So this could be, you know, someone older than you is what I'm picking up. This could be a mother. This can be an aunt. This could even be like an older friend, like an old friend of the family, like maybe someone who was friends with your parents, even a grandparent, like a grandmother. Someone you would really turn to for advice that you would trust, that has that wisdom. And for for some of y'all, I feel like they were like the light in your life. Like, you know, whenever you felt lost, you knew you could go to them and ask them for their help or their advice, any suggestions, and you wouldn't be judged as you would be maybe by asking friends, asking, you know, maybe even your siblings, where maybe they would judge you more harshly. So I feel like more of y'all are more comfortable with someone older that you do look up to for advice and for help and guidance when you can't ask anyone else. But what bothers me here is in the future, I get despair. So there's a lot of stress here. And for someone, this could be a lot of sadness. And I feel like some of the sadness comes from in the center, from this mature woman right here. And I get the Hermit with it. Here's the Hermit, this lantern. And that is for self-reflection, going deep within. You know, you're even kind of like isolating yourself, which isn't a bad thing. It's just time alone. You know, not that you're ignoring everybody, but I don't feel like you're as engaged with people as maybe you have been in recent weeks or months. And I feel like a lot of y'all are going through it. Like some of the energy right now picking up, it's very heavy. And I could tell it's wearing some of y'all down. Like I could feel it. I could feel the heaviness in my body. So, and for someone, this feels like a romantic relationship. I feel like you know, and this is for someone, this ain't for all of y'all. Whoever this is, I feel like this woman, whoever this is in your life, okay? And yes, it could even be a man, y'all, okay? It's just that if it's a man, you know, that, you know, this resonates for you, they're just more in their feminine energy. But I feel like you know, there is someone who is no good for you. And I feel like this person, this mature, older person, is giving you that truth. And you know you're supposed to listen to it, but it's hard because you obviously have an investment in this relationship with this person. And for some of y'all, this feels, you know, pretty long term, like I'm about a year plus of a long term, you know, committed monogamous relationship. But this older person's telling you this partner you have is no good. You know, they're not there for you. They're not as supportive for you as they should be. I don't even feel like they like either compliment you or give you words of encouragement. You know, on those hard days that you need it, you just need someone to encourage you. It's not necessarily, tell me what I want to hear, but don't put me down. You know, don't kick me while I'm down either. But you're not getting all that from your significant other like you should be. So some of this despair in this future with this hangman is showing me like you're going to get stuck in some of this stress and anxiety, walking away from this relationship. But for some of y'all, this feels like taking on too much, you know, the worry, being overwhelmed, getting stuck, you know. And I feel like for many of y'all, it's going to be more of, you know, that self-sabotaging behavior, the patterns that we all have, you know. We sit there, you know, we think there's something we could do or accomplish, but then it's like, no, I can't do that. No, it's not going to work. No, she won't help me. No, he don't want me. You know, it's always talking down to yourself. And Spirit's asking you to change your perspective. Because even in this card I get, y'all, there's a blessing in disguise here for you. Okay? Even though this woman right here looks very sad. You know, and the card says despair. Okay? But I get the hangman here with the dice. And that's that stuck energy. But I'm also getting a balance of you getting stuck, and now it's time to unstuck yourself to get out of this sadness. Free yourself, is what Spirit just said. And look at it from a new perspective. And I just heard, Spirit just said, you know it's over with. So for whoever that is. And beautiful people, I'm sorry, you know, and some of these readings could be very heavy. So, I mean, I really just dug into someone's energy. That's pretty deep and heavy. And I'm sorry you're going through that. I really am. But I want you to trust in the universe. But most importantly, trust in yourself. Because, you know, sometimes in life, what I've learned is the divine will step in and block us from things that maybe for us, as we see it, it's what we want. It's like, no, I want this, you know, I want that person, or I want to do that. And then, but what you don't know is what's coming in the future. And that's when the divine steps in and says, no, I'm doing what's best for you. You don't know what's coming down the road, but I do. So I'm trying to protect you, to keep you from going down that road, to help save yourself in the process. And beautiful people, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Some of it will be hard, but I feel like it will be worth it. I feel like you're going to come out of it much stronger. And you're going to find happiness and peace again. Because for someone, it's like you don't have any peace. There's someone that's really gotten into your energy and that's taken away your joy. Don't let them take away your joy, beautiful people. We all deserve to be happy, right? Alright, I'm going to pull a few cards from this one oracle deck. And then I'm going to get an angel card. And then I'm going to talk to y'all for a few minutes. Hi, beautiful people. Hi, beautiful Viviani. How you doing, gorgeous? Hey, Sunnyland. Hi, Hershey. Yeah, Teddy says hi. Hi, Ramina. Well, you know, Rami, I don't know if you see around my neck. I know that probably the chat's covering it up, but let's see. Does that answer your question? Yes, I'm a Christian. Hi, Alejandro. How you doing, baby? I had a feeling you were going to come on here. You having a good day? I hope y'all are having a good day. Oh, and Hershey, you probably get a kick out of this. I know Alejandro will. I got a naughty deck, okay? And when I say a naughty deck, it's a naughty deck. It's a naughty deck as in, let's see, if you were in a relationship or you, you know, are connecting with someone romantically and you want to know what it's like, you know, spice behind closed doors, it's that kind of deck. Don't ask me. I don't know why I got it. I just saw it. It's like, well, it's from one of my favorite indie creators, so it's not here yet, but it's on its way. You're between patients right now? Oh, well, baby, I'm so happy you stopped on to say hi to me. Made me feel special, Alejandro. All right, I'm going to pull from this kinky deck I got. Spirit, what other message you got for the collective, please? Can I get a few more? Sorry about the noise, y'all. I know some of y'all already know, but I live off of a busy street. I didn't think it was going to be busy when I moved here because I'm out in the country, but that seems to be the main street that goes to the interstate. And so I'm like not even a half a mile down the road from the freeway. Well, some of y'all, you know how I talked about this hermit right here? This hermit card on this dice? Part of the hermit, I feel, was like working deep on yourselves, right? So the first card I got is what's hidden. What are you hiding? What are you keeping from people? And this is about your shadow self, though. For some of y'all, y'all may have something that you're keeping close to your chest that you just can't let other people know. But for others, this is all about yourself. Just, you know, not feeling confident enough in yourself. This is, you know, the darkness we all have, right? We all are dark and light. This is the dark side that you've been kind of shielding away and not allowing people to see. Kind of like almost like wearing a mask. Well, Spirit's saying it's time to kind of unshield, unhide yourself, and allow people to see more of the real you. And Spirit's not saying allow everybody out there to see it, because obviously there's still some people we know. Maybe we just met, we're not sure about them yet. But I'm talking about the people you've gotten to know a little bit, but you still haven't put, your guard down completely with them yet. I'm sure there's good reasons. No judgment here, y'all, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just giving y'all the messages from Spirit. So, there's something about, working on your shadow self and, releasing it. Ooh. Uh-oh. Of course, we would get a love card, wouldn't we? Ooh. Some of y'all got new love coming in. My single, beautiful people, if you're looking for love, here it is. New love coming in. Your heart being awakened. There seems to be a little crack in your heart in a good way that someone's able to, break into. So there's new love coming in. I know that would make some of y'all happy. I know some of y'all are single, looking for love. So, let's see. I may have to pull a couple extra cards on that too, just because. Spirit, what else? Please and thank you. Dang, my mouth feels dry. The heck? Oh, thank you, Spirit. Well, I think I saw one flip over. Unless I flipped back over. That'd be my luck. Where'd it go, Spirit? Yeah, I think it did flip back over. Oh, no, it didn't. It was hidden under all the other cards. Alright, beautiful people. Oh, yeah, I gotta pull a clarifier. I think I already know what this is. Spirit, yeah. Alright. Show me. Clarify this, please. And thank y'all. Ooh. Some of y'all are going to be the hopeless romantic and sucker for love. So, here I have the sucker card here. It says foolish or victimized, okay? But here I have the clarity card with it. So I pulled it just to be sure, because what I was picking up is it's not like negative, like I don't feel like you're going to be victimized, by this new love over here that came out. But I do feel like this person wants to really get in, into your heart. And I feel like you're going to let them in, but I still feel like I'm going to be very hesitant too. And, because you have that victim mentality. So there's something in this energy that's telling me there's still some healing you got to do from your past relationship. So it does not spill over into a new relationship and poison it. So Spirit's wanting you to know the love you give to someone is the same love you will get in return, right? That's usually the way it works. It's like I always remind y'all, in order for you to expect others to love you the right way, the way you want them to, you also have to teach them how to love you. So show them, tell them, communicate, but also show them. And I feel like if you can do that, you won't have any regrets giving this person your heart. Yeah, I mean, some people might call you a sucker, for maybe giving in too easily, but Spirit showing me it'll be worth it. So, and it's crazy because this has come out, something similar came out in the last couple weeks, twice, I believe. I think I did it on my Patreon membership though, one time. Yeah, I think so. All right, one more, Spirit. Last message, Spirit. Anything else? The collective needs to know that doesn't have to do with love. And then I'll pull an angel card. Well, thank you. Well, y'all are going in a new direction too. Okay? I got a new direction and independence here. So, y'all are finding y'all's way. And I seriously feel like it surrounds this older person, this mature person. They're going to help guide you to, show you the way, to make you feel grounded, to make you feel strong, to make you feel like you're in charge of your life and you can do this. Be in, your strong independence. Be self-sufficient mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And I feel like that's going to be very powerful for you, both in the short term but in the long term. And I feel like part of this will also bring in this new love. So I feel like it'll be an attraction there because you're going to stand up taller. You're going to smile more. Your aura, your essence, you're going to be magnetic to people. Once you can step into this role, being independent and know you're going in the right direction. Okay. All right, beautiful people. Whoa, I almost dropped that whole deck. That would not have been good. Let me get an angel card real quick. See, Hershey, I keep on during the day when you're awake, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you, beautiful. All right, Spirit, can I get an angel card, please? Undying Pearl. Man, it feels hot here. Well, thank you, Spirit. That didn't take long. All right. The angel card I got, Powers. Be kind and compassionate. And it says, in order for peace to be restored in the outer world, you must first be able to find it within yourself. Your current situation requires you to step into the energy of loving kindness. Realize that the other person is also you. Having consideration for others will open your heart up so that you can see the world through more loving eyes. And again, beautiful people, I feel like this involves this new love. But this is in general. This is in all your relationships. The people you meet, that are new. But even the people you have had in your life for a long time. Be a little more compassionate with them. Have a little more empathy. Because you would want others to give that to you. So remember to give it back. And then the positive affirmation is, I choose to see through the eyes of kindness. I choose to see through the eyes of kindness. All right, my beautiful people. That concludes the general collective reading. Again, beautiful people, remember that was a general collective. It wasn't a personal reading. And it don't matter what zodiac sign you are. It covered all 12 signs. So take whatever messages resonate, leave behind the rest. And if something didn't fit, don't force it to fit. And if you don't resonate with it today, well, maybe you weren't meant to hear it today, but it doesn't mean it can't be true for you down the road, as this is a timeless reading. So it will be here for y'all to listen to it again if you feel called to it. All right, beautiful people. Oh, you're leaving me, Hershey? All right, beautiful. Lunchtime. It's 4 o'clock. Well, enjoy your lunch, sweetheart. Have a good day and see you later. I meant to message you later, Hershey. That was something I thought of. How you doing, Sunnyland, Alejandro, everyone else? See, I got too many decks everywhere. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, put it on top of this. So what's new with y'all? Anything? Anything exciting, important? Oh, I'm good. I'm gravy, honey. Thank you for asking. Trying to get things organized with my schedule. Trying to figure out everything. I'm going to do everything. So, I told you before, I wouldn't be around as much, or it'd be very random, I should say, when I stream. I wouldn't be on a regular schedule. But I think more now, I'll probably step back a little more. So I was also coming on to do the general collective, you know, because Spirit told me to do it, but to make an announcement. I did a posting right before I started the stream. Y'all may see it. If y'all have ever wanted to get a private reading from me without anyone else hearing it, okay? So it'd be like me and you, but this one will be recorded. So like you would give me a question and then I'd, you know, do a recording of your question and, you know, probably throw in a couple more questions to answer whatever, you know, help clarify or follow-up questions to your original question. And then I would record it and send it to you. For a limited time, it'll be $55.55 US. So y'all know from my full in-depth reading are $40 on the stream. So it's not much more than that. And that was the number my spirit guides came up with. They said 55.55. I said, all right. So if y'all are interested, y'all can email me for that. Let me know. Yes, beautiful. Because I haven't done them yet. I've avoided doing the recorded readings privately for people. I don't know why. I think because I really enjoy it more. Doing it one-on-one, you know, through video chat. But because I know I won't have as much time, or I can't say when I'll be around. But I don't want anyone to feel like they're going to miss out not getting a reading from me either. This will give people an opportunity to not feel like they got to be here on my stream to get a reading. And then if they want privacy, which many people do, they don't want their business out there, which I understand. For a limited time, I will do that for y'all. How long it'll go on, I don't know. It'll be limited though. So that's what I got going on. So I thought I'd announce that. And you know, in case y'all don't know, I do have my Patreon page up too. That link is in the description box. I still got to make a post of that as well, in case y'all are interested. Hey, Eternal. How you doing, baby? Because originally, I thought of the other day, it's like, well, I just let y'all know, I'll try and come on here one night a week, and, you know, if y'all wanted a paid personal reading, okay, well, y'all show up that night and make y'all's payment to me and so on. But then I sat there and it's like, but I can't guarantee I'll even be available whatever night, you know, I think of. So this way I can do the recorded readings when I have some free time, and it's not going to matter what time of day it is or night, and still be able to do y'all's reading. But I figure y'all would appreciate it more if it's private. So, because I was going to do, well, I mean, I do have them now. I made a decision to start doing them. But I was going to, you know, do it at a higher price, which it will be. So like I said, the special will be for a limited time. Until I can get, you know, work on some other things and get that going. Plus get to the pool hall and get some practice in. Because God knows I'm rusty. I'm sure I'm rusty. I don't know how my arm's going to be. But, you know, I just can't go in there last minute, expect to, you know, shoot pool like I did some years ago when I was playing consistently. It takes practice. And a lot of practice at that. Aren't you off, Eternal, or are you working? So I got to shape out my pool Q-tips now and get them ready and then clean them up. Hey, it feels hot in here. I'm sweating my butt off. Hold on, y'all. I need to check that thermostat. Because it's hot. And I'm sweating on my nose. Yep, my body never lies to me. You know how I've told y'all, if it's warmer than 70 degrees inside, I start sweating. And more specifically, I start sweating on my nose. Yep. 72 degrees. That makes me hot. So I had to turn the AC up and start blasting it. And then I'm going to feel like I'm in a freezer here in a few minutes. Oh, wow, busy day for you. I got you, baby. Well, hopefully you get your car on the road. I need to get my car back on the road, too. The list gets longer. So, 4:15. I hear you. Well, it's like I almost hopped on last night, but Spirit told me no. I said, all right. It does seem like creating urgency may create more traffic, and protecting your energy at the same time is great. I agree for you, beautiful. Because I got to protect it a lot more because, ooh, I just saw 2 gold spirit orbs up here. I love being on here with y'all when I can. But there's times I just can't do it. I don't have the energy. I don't have enough of my protective shield around me to keep my energy safe, so I don't absorb it and get worn out and drained, and then it's no good, especially when I shoot pool. You know, billiards pool is physical, okay? Can you end up waking up the next day with, some sore, a sore back, sore knees, things like that, yeah. And sometimes, especially me, since I wear high heels when I shoot pool, my calf muscles and my thigh muscles let me know that too. But it's more mental. And it's like, when I played in tournaments before, 3-day tournaments, so it'd start Friday night. You would sign up, you'd have to get there no later than like 7 in the evening. But sometimes they would allow you to sign up the night before. And then they would start matches at 8 o'clock. And it would go until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning Saturday. And then you'd leave. And then you would have to be back at the pool hall by 10 a.m. Saturday morning to continue playing. And it would go all the way into Sunday morning, around 3, 4 in the morning, usually. And then they would shut it down. And then you would end up having to come back up to the pool. I think it was by 11 or 12. Depends on which pool hall it is and, who was sponsoring the tournament. And then it would go all the way into Saturday night if you're still in it. So it's exhausting. It's taxing. So I need to conserve some of that energy so I can focus on playing and get my swing back. But I still want to be here for y'all too. So hopefully that's fair for y'all. Where y'all would still have that opportunity to get a reading from me if I'm not available to stream. But I can still focus on other things too. Plus work on my Patreon memberships. Doing all your work yourself using YouTube. Well, that's good, baby. That you're learning YouTube about everything, how to fix everything. And I miss y'all too. I really do. You know, I do. There's some nights that I wish I can come out here and stream, and I just can't. But there's some nights that I do. And y'all know I hang out with y'all. I mean, last week. Was it last Friday? Yeah, I think I came out here like Thursday night. And I didn't get off till what? Friday morning around 8, 9 o'clock. So I was here for a good 8, 9 hours. But, you know, it felt good to do it. So I'm hoping I'll still be able to do that one day here and there. But like I said, I can't guarantee when that'll be. So I'll try and hop on for a little bit when I can. But other than that, y'all will have to email me for private recorded readings. And Eternal, how's it looking, baby? Does the car feel like it's, you know, you're able to fix it? Or is it still kind of debatable? In fact, I put the wrong shaft on my pull cue over there. I pulled them both out so I can shape out the tips. But I still haven't touched them yet. Of course, my girlfriend talked me into, and I just saw a couple more spirit orbs over here in the corner. She told me to pull them out, sit them out. So that way when I look over there, I look at them and be reminded that she really wants me to come back and start playing. So I said, all right, fine. Gotta admit, it's working. Every time I look at my pool cue sitting there, I want to, you know, pack them up and head to the pool hall. And even one of my trophies is laying in the floor over there. So I will be excited when I can get back in there and actually feels good. And like I'm gonna, you know, be able to play that competitively again. Plus I gotta check out the competition. So I gotta go in there and be a quiet shark so nobody knows. Go in there and act a fool. Act like I don't know nothing or how to shoot pool and get everybody into my shark cage. And then once I got them right where I want them, then turn the heat up on them and clean house. That's what I would like to do. That's what I would hope I'd be able to do again. But I don't know. It's going to take some time for me to really get back into it again and get that practicing. Because one of the things that I was having trouble with was breaking a rack because of my shoulder. And I didn't have the strength in my arm. You know, I needed that extra oomph. Not muscle. I just needed that solid stroke to where it didn't hurt. Or to where, you know, it didn't feel like sometimes the pull cue felt a little wobbly in my hand because I would end up getting either pain or I would end up getting like numbness. Like because the nerve was getting, you know, rubbed up against, which I found out from my surgeon. So I'm hoping that'll be gone when I start using it. Well, that'll be good, Eternal. I'm hoping so too, baby. Because I know it would be rough trying to get a new car right now. Given, you know, the way everything is. I know it's not cheap. It's like, you know, as you know, I'm still struggling to get my car fixed now. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, baby, that you're able to get, you know, the right parts and fix it yourself, so you don't have to spend that money trying to find a reliable car again. You can't wait to see me in action. No. I know many of y'all want to see me shoot, pull, and bowl. I told y'all, when I'm ready, I'll do a stream from the bowling alley and the pool hall. I know I'll let some of my moderators show up in there. Everybody else will have to pay for a membership to be able to watch the stream. But I will. I'm excited. Sunnyland. You know, I was even looking at... Oh yeah, let me show y'all something. I didn't even know I had this in my bowling bag. Hold on. This is from when I bowled league back in 2012. I was trying to cover up people's names. It just would be wrong to show it on here. But I don't know if you could see right there at the top where my finger is. That was my average. My bowling average. 209. And then here's one of my matches. And I believe this was a makeup game. It's the only reason why I could think I wouldn't print it out other than that, because the league would have had to have a copy. And there's all my scores. So 220, 153, 192. And that day was a 188 average. I was surprised I had that. I didn't know I don't know why I had that. And then there's one of my 200 magnets I got from one of my 200 games. I don't know which one it was, but... So... See, I told you I can bowl. I bring receipts. Because most people don't believe me. They look at me and underestimate me. It's like, no, I know how to bowl and shoot pool. I ain't... What's that word people call it? I ain't fibbing. Promise you that. And y'all know I got all those pros autographs on my pool cue, so... And my trophies down there. Here. Here's one of my pool trophies. Ain't that thing huge? This was 2009. I got more of them, but that's one of them. A few of them broke, though, during the move. I think the rest of them are boxed up. So, yeah. See, I'm either a mermaid or I'm a shark. Can't help it. So, I'll be excited again. And you know, I didn't realize how much muscle my body have built over them years from bowling and shooting pool. But it's like I was walking outside the other day. Yeah, it was the other night. And I almost tripped over, I think, the hose in the backyard that was on my patio. And I was wearing high heels. So yeah, I didn't fall, but I almost tripped over myself, you can say. But I caught myself. And I felt that muscle in my leg. And I'm like, I flexed my leg because I was trying to get, the muscle, because I started getting a spasm was what it was. So I was trying to stretch my leg out. And it's like, damn, my legs don't wiggle. Like if I flex my legs, it's still solid muscle. And I'm surprised because I thought it would be nothing but fat. I don't know. That's what I thought. So I was surprised I still got as much muscle on my legs as I do. They're solid. So I'll build them even back again. And then only problem is when my muscle in my arm, especially my right arm, when my biceps start to build, I have trouble wearing long sleeve shirts because there aren't long sleeve shirts that are, small enough to fit me here, but the arms aren't big enough to fit around my, biceps when I flex. So it ends up cutting off my arms, the restriction in my arms. So I hate wearing long sleeves. So now I'm like, that's the only downside to it because I got some nice long sleeve shirts, but some of them are stretchable. But we'll see. Hi, Joe. So I'll be excited because when I competed last, I was doing more bowling. I wasn't shooting pool as much. I took a break from it. I got burned out. So now I'm ready to get back to both of it. But which one I'll fall into doing more of, I don't know. Something tells me it's going to be bowling. But I may be surprised and I might end up shooting pool more than I bowl. We'll see. It's so expensive though to bowl. Even in leagues or practice, it's just expensive. But then even to rent a pool table at a pool hall, I'm not talking about those coin um, tables. I'm talking about the ones you got to go up to a desk and give them your driver's license and give them your credit card and to put like to start a tab because they rent out the tables hourly. And last I played, the tables I played on, they rented them out for $12 an hour. And that trophy says 2009, but it was 2010. I think it was the last time I played up at that one place where a lot of the pros would go and a lot of the pool sharks would go. So it's expensive. That's why I wish I did have a pool table, but I don't have anywhere to put it. Even if I have one, I don't have nowhere to set it up at. And I couldn't put it in a spare room. Um, and even if I had, said I didn't have anything in this office, a pool table wouldn't be big enough for this office. Unfortunately, I might have barely enough room going this way, depending on the angle, depending on how it's set up. There's gonna be one way though, it's gonna end up hitting the wall. So it's like it lets you know if you ever bought a pool table to put like in your house, like in your basement, like a game room. It's always smart to look up the dimensions of how big that room needs to be for the pool table to be set up, depending on what size table you get to, because they go anywhere from 7 foot to 9. 9 is regulation unless you get a snooker table, and that's a lot bigger. And I don't play snooker, but um, so I've never had that big enough room in my house to set one up. Because someone was gonna, um, they offered me a pool table, and it's a nice one. It's a collectible table. It's what I found out. For me to buy it at a pretty cheap price, but it's like, um, yeah, I don't have nowhere to put it. And then it would have been the other issue of trying to get it here, or even at my old house, because it has to come, you have to take part of it apart and then putting it together and then leveling it out. It's a pain in the butt. So your grandpa was a pool shark? Cool beans, Sunnyland. I know you got some stories then. You wanna know where I got my pool shark from? My daddy. My daddy taught me. I don't think he ever thought I was gonna pick it up like I did. Hell, I even surprised myself, to be honest. Because I was all about bowling. All I wanted to do was bowl. I didn't care about, you know, baseball, basketball, gymnastics. No, I just want to bowl. But then my daddy, for Christmas one year, after we moved here from California, he bought me and my brother one of those rec tables that was like, 2 or 3 games in one. So it was like a pool table, it was a ping pong table, and I think there was a third game, but I couldn't tell you what it was. And so my daddy started teaching us how to shoot pool, and that's when we heard all the stories about him playing. So that's how a pool shark normally does it. Yep. You go in there like you don't know what the hell you're doing there, and then you go in there and you observe the competition that's there and watch them. And you want to sit back and watch them play other people and see how their game is. Then, you might get a table and then shoot some balls around, but act like you don't know what you're doing. Play stupid. And then one of them may come over there and offer you some tips, or they more than likely want to play, To them, it'd be like free pool. So, and then that's when you clean house. I know what your grandpa used to do. That's always gotten me excited. It's like, it's like I would go through, because I played at multiple pool halls, and I would go to one of them, play a tournament or play league, and then after I'm done there, I'd go to one of the other pool halls, see how things are going in there, see if there's anybody there who wants to play for money. And a lot of people already knew who I was, so it was hard to get a money game in there. And every time I'd walk in there, my friends, mostly the other players, they would always joke with me. So who did you clean house with tonight and acted like a shark with? Like, I didn't shark nobody. Yeah, right. Who are you fooling? Well, you never know. I wouldn't tell them. It's like, if you weren't there, you don't need to know. You'd have to come meet me up at one of the other pool halls to find out. But every once in a while, I would hang out, just, decompress and play with some of them for an hour. And then they get mad at me because a lot of them would lose. It's like, well, you wanted to play me. You already knew I was probably over there playing at another pool hall and I just sharked somebody, so shouldn't be surprised. Shouldn't get mad. And I know they weren't mad at me. They would just be mad at themselves. Because some of them just couldn't figure out, like, how they can play so good. Just hour or two earlier before I show up, and then suddenly it's like their game goes down the toilet when they play me. It's like, I didn't do anything. It's not like I was walking in there with no revealing clothes. Like, I'd walk in there with a top, kind of like what I'm wearing now. It wouldn't be low cut. And I would either be wearing my dress shorts and high heels or my dress pants. So, yes, they would. They would underestimate me a lot. And I would get underestimated a lot, Sunny Lynn. And that's the whole thing that's always got me over the years. Is they see someone like me, dressed like me, and it didn't matter whether it was the bowling alley or the pool hall. But, you know, me dressed the way I do, as you always see me dressed, with my high heels, my long fancy fingernails, and think like I'm a priss or something, and I don't know anything about playing. And then they find out, oh, I can actually play. Hey, Eric. How you doing, baby? Yes, baby. I came on for a little bit, say hi, see how everyone's doing, and to let everybody know that I really don't know when I'm going to be around the stream. So, I was trying to figure out how I can do this to where I can still be available to y'all, to where in case anyone wanted a personal reading, they would still be able to get it, but, you know, not pay what I would be charging for a private one-on-one video chat reading, you know, live reading. So, my spare guys made a suggestion, and so I listened to it, and I said, okay, well, I haven't done any private pre-recorded readings. I was avoiding them. The spirit suggested, I think it suggested to me, I think it's time for you to do them, so I made a post right before I sign on. So, that way, if anybody needed a private reading from me, especially for, I know many people, they don't want their business out there for everybody else to hear, and I get that, and I respect that. So, I think I came up with a fair price. Spirit suggested the price. It wasn't me, they did, but it wasn't much more than what I would charge on my YouTube streams, which is $40. So, for $55.55, you can get a private recorded reading from me. And, you know, which y'all know my readings normally take about an hour, so it would probably be around an hour long. And, you know, y'all would have the opportunity to ask questions, and even a follow-up question, as long as it's around the you know, main questions you're asking about. But, you know me, I'll probably ask more questions. But that's what I'm going to do. Until when, I don't know. It'll be a limited time, though, so I can get my butt up to the pool hall and start practicing. Because I got those charity tournaments coming up in November and December that I want to play in. Danielle, you want a personal reading from me? It's $40 US. So, the pin comments in the chat for the info. So, you having a good day, Eric? Don't spam up my chat. Oh, especially you want to post 3 questions? No. I don't do free readings. You want a personal reading from me? It's $40 US. My energy's not for free. You been thinking about getting back into pool too, Eric? You want to see one of my trophies, Eric? I got it sitting right here. Okay, it's time for you to go. Danielle, see you, bye. Because obviously you don't understand English. Alright, Eternal. Well, thank you for stopping in, baby. Good luck with the car. Look, Eric. Here's one of my trophies, baby. Well, it's partly loose. It's falling apart from the freaking move. Yeah, baby. I told you I can play. I'm not trying to brag. I got receipts. um, I got a few more trophies, but they're in the other room. But unfortunately, a couple of them broke during the move, so I was bummed when I saw that. It's like, you got to be kidding me. He broke my trophies, and I wrapped them in bubble wrap. And they broke them, the movers. It's like, oh, freaking A. Only if you're lucky, Eternal. So, yeah. So, I'm going to do that, baby. Oh, you have your game balls from Little League? Well, you know, Eric, I was even surprised. I had a couple of my league sheets from my bowling. So, let's see. This is when I bowled last before I tore my rotator cuff. See that right there at the top? 209. That was my average. I don't know why I kept that one, but I actually got a few of them in my bowling bag, but I just found that one. And then here's from, I think this is probably one of the times that I went through and did a makeup for bowling. So you can see over here, 220, 153, 192, 188 average that day. So I got receipts. I told you I can bowl and shoot pool. I wasn't fronting. I want to see how well I do again. But you know as well as I do, both of them are expensive sports. You know, I mean, back when I bowled league, I think it was like $19, $20. No, correction. It was 22 per week, per night I bowled. And then, the pool league was only about $15, but then back then when I would rent a pool table to get some practice in, it was like 12 bucks an hour to rent the table. It was crazy. He was really drunk at the time. Hey, that's still good, baby. To bowl at 270 and you were drunk? A lot of people can't do that, baby. You know what's funny is sometimes I shoot pool better when I've had a little bit of alcohol. You know, not drunk, but, you know, got a little buzz. It always cracked me up. I never tried it with bowling, though. I never drank when I bowled. I think I was too hot. It's like the last thing I want is freaking alcohol. Because I sweat my butt off when I bowl. Because I'm a power thrower, bowler, so I sweat. I end up taking a couple of towels with me just to wipe my face off because I'm all sweaty. Even my back would get sweaty, so. But that's still good, baby. Okay, Sunnyland. Well, you have a good day, beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna go in a few minutes. I just came off for a little bit to say hi to y'all. So y'all know I didn't forget about y'all. And since I don't ever get a chance to really get on during the day, and I've been wanting to get on more. So, Um, Eric, I think my highest game was a 292. That's the highest I've ever pulled. But that was a long time ago. Man, I almost had a perfect game. I was so mad at myself. Screwed up, but that's the closest I got. Hey, Alejandro. And, you know, all the time shooting pool. You know, we all can get a little, you know, ahead of ourselves, we'll say. And, you know, be on the last ball on the table and think, oh, we got it. Especially if it's an easy shot, like a straight-in shot. And I've even done it. I rarely do it, but I've done it. To where people will shoot the ball in, and then the cue ball falls the ball in, and they scratch and lose, right? We've all done it. And yeah, the one time I would do something like that when it mattered and when it counted is when I played one of the pros. I was so mad at myself. It was on the 9 ball. My turn. What do? Yeah, I overshot that ball. I overshot the cue ball. I mean, I pocketed the 9 ball, but the cue ball followed it right behind it. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, I was so mad at myself. Disappointed in myself. Couldn't believe I did that. Thank you, Eric. Yours is a great story too, baby. And being drunk, most people can't say that, baby. Yeah, because I mean, to me, pool, I mean, all of them are to me. And I'm sure you probably feel the same way. It's like riding a bike. Even though you may give it up for some years, you pick it back up and it's like you never stopped playing, you know? You might be sore, you know, you might be rusty, but it don't take long to work out the rust and you back into it again like you never sat it down. So I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And it's good exercise. Both of them. But bowling especially. It's kind of like, for me, when I stop and think about it now, it's like bowling for me was kind of almost like a little bit of CrossFit. Because like I said, I'm a power thrower. So it's like I would pretty much walk down that lane pretty fast. And that bowling ball came out of my arm fast. You know, I threw it with a lot of power. And then naturally, you know, after you're done, almost like a brisk walk, then you calm down and your body knows, you know. And then until it's your next turn, then there's that, you know, pump of, you know, energy again and you bowl again. Pool wasn't as much that way. I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of could be depending, but not really. I think I looked at pool more for like cardio. Just, you know, just basic movement, walking around a pool table. I mean, sure, my legs would get a workout because of me standing in high heels, but aside from that, I couldn't see it like that way. Really? Does he, Eric? That's awesome. Hey, have you ever played your dad? I bet your dad's good. Don't underestimate him just because he's older, baby. That's some of the best players because they've been really, really playing it. Oh, especially if they got a time now to play it because they're like retired. Oh, watch out. That would probably be some of the ones I'd be scared to play for with money. Hold on, baby. Well, that's good for Dad. Tell him I said keep up the good work. You know, baby, if I ever come out that way, we'll have to go to the pool hall and to the bowling alley. See how y'all hold up. Just for me to find out. I'd love to play your dad, though, too. That'd be awesome. And you know, I do have a few autographed cue balls. You know, like all them autographs that's on my pull shaft. I have 2 or 3 cue balls that have those autographs on them too. I'll have to see if I can find them. They're in a box somewhere, but I could not tell you what box, unfortunately. And half my house is still boxed up. Oh yeah, I mean, it could be dangerous out there. I've watched people play for their rent money and lose it. And it's like, oof. Hey, baby, why do you think I got my CCW? Because I know better. I know if I'm going to go up there and play for money, oh, I'm going in there protected. I'm not going to be foolish like that. Who autographed them? Like the same ones that autographed my pool cue. Haven't you seen my pool cue shaft? Didn't I show it to you? I could have sworn I shown it to you. But if I didn't, I'll show it to you. There'll be some good names on there that I know. If you don't know them, your dad would know. Let's see. Let's see. See, I pulled this shaft out. I wasn't thinking. Thank God I got another shaft to this cue, to this butt. Let's see. There's Johnny Archer right here. John Smith. He's a straight pull champion. Pro. Shane Van Boning. Tommy Kennedy. Thomas Thorsten. Hunter Lombardo. Ralph Eckert. Corey Deuel. And Allison Fisher. Those are some of the biggest names you would probably know. So I have all these signatures on a few cue balls too. They're just boxed up somewhere. That I had them signed for me because You know, my pool cue is mine, but I had them also sign the pool cue balls because one of them I was going to set up once I did get my pool table room set up, whenever that was. And then the other ones I also got for my daddy. I was going to give one to my daddy, and then I was going to give one to someone else. It might have been my brother. It could have been my uncle. It was someone like that. Oh, yes. They all are. Hi, Anna. How you doing, honey? Yeah, so you would know those names. So, yeah, I got those same names on the white pool cue balls. And I also have another name that's not on the shafts. It's on a cue ball by itself because I didn't have my pool cue with me. I had to go into the pro store to buy a pool cue ball just to get a signature. There's a trick professional. His name is Dr. Q. So he's a trick shot pro. I have his autograph too. Um, and I know there's probably one or two more that you may know. I'm trying to think. Ooh, excuse me. Hi, Allie. But yes, Allison Fisher. I agree, she's one of the GOATs. To me, Johnny Archer is one of the GOATs, too. I got to hang out with all of them and shoot pool with them. In fact, when they were here last, there was a tournament that I played in. And yeah, I got my butt whooped. But I played. You know, you're not going to get better unless you play the best. You know, that makes you improve your game. It helps you to elevate your game because you learn and you get to watch them and see how they shoot, you know, to see where maybe you're making your errors and mistakes. And so, I wasn't expecting to win. I just wanted to be there to play with them. And, yeah, I get my butt whooped, but I looked at it as a blessing because I got to be with them, talk to them, get to know them on a personal level, and get some, tips from them as well. And they're cool people, you know. Allison Fisher was there with her wife. I don't know if you know, she's gay, and they had their baby there together. Um, Johnny Archer, he's married, and his wife is lovely. Um, they're actually from Georgia. And then Hunter Lombardo's cool. He's very laid back, and so is I said Hunter Lombardo. Corey Deuel is as well. Shane Van Boning. Now he's very impressive because he's deaf, and I think that's amazing. And I know it helps his accuracy because he doesn't hear everything, the commotion, so he can really hone in on his skills and focus without hearing all the noise going on around him. Because a lot of players, you may not know this, but when they play, they'd rather have like the AirPods, for their ears and stuff to listen to music to block out all the other noise and commotion. But a lot of tournaments won't allow them to use it. So, and I think a lot of them rely on those, AirPods so much that they it's hard for them to really, really focus and hone in, you know, when there's people around you talking and different things going on that can easily distract you, especially if someone calls your name. So, yes, Efren Reyes. He wasn't there back then, so I didn't get to meet him. He's one I would have wanted to meet, though. Oh, and another one is Jeanette Lee. And she's very good, too. She may not be as good as Allison Fisher, but she's still good. She can hold her own out there. But there's some other ones that came up over the past, 10 years I've been out. So, they'll probably all whoop my butt now. Oh, yeah, Dr. Q, he's pretty cool. And he makes some unbelievable trick shots. Oh, Anna, I'm sorry to hear that, honey. I experienced something like that recently myself. Sending you healing, love, and light. Yeah. And I mean that's good, do whatever feels right to you. Even if she was going through something, it still doesn't make it hurt any less. Because you still miss them. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago. But it's good that you have those books that has some of her words written in it. Cherish them, honey. I still got one of the last birthday cards my parents gave to me, like before my mama died. Oh, I cherish that card. And there's nothing fancy about it. It's just the fact that my mama, touched it and my mama signed it. And now my daddy, too. So I cherish that card. Yeah, I know, if as long as it helps you, honey, you hold on to them. On those days it's rough, just open them pages where she had signed something or said something. And just think of all the good memories you have with her. That's all you can do, honey. It's always difficult. So, Anna, I was telling everybody, you caught the tail end. I'm going to try and get back into playing pool seriously again. I miss it. I don't think I realized how much I've missed it until this past week, really. Because there's a couple of charity tournaments that's coming up around the holiday season. They have one charity tournament that's around Thanksgiving in November that they take, I think it's like over half the proceeds, and they donate it to the community food bank to help the community food bank buy the food for all the families in need to provide them with a full Thanksgiving meal that they can cook at home for their family. And then Christmas, they have a Toys for Tots charity event for pool where really your entry fee is an unwrapped toy. And then they also, take not just the toys that, people who enter in the tournament bring, but, there will also be some people who still give cash donations, which I do. And so they take all that money and then help families in need for Christmas who don't have the money to buy toys for their kids, and also to help them also buy food for Christmas. So as a result, I wanted everybody to know, I don't want anybody to feel like they're missing me in case they need a reading from me. So I made the decision, because I haven't done this yet, that for a limited time, and I posted it on the channel, all you'd have to do is like look up the community post or whatever on my channel in case you haven't seen it yet. For a limited time, I'll do recorded readings, private recorded readings, because I know a lot of people, have issues with people knowing their business out in a public forum, which I understand. So I decided to do that for a limited time for $55.55. So, just so y'all know. And yes, I do miss it. I miss both. It's always been a big part of my life, and it's part of me that's missing right now. I can tell that too. But I've obviously had to give it up for years because I had to have my shoulder fixed first. So now that it seems like my shoulder's good for the most part, I should be able to play again. Oh, yeah, I miss it, honey. Here, I'll show you something, Anna, that I found in my bowling bag that I will share with everybody else. I happened to save a couple of my league sheets for when I competed last. So, let's see. You see that number right there, right above my finger? That was my average. 209 was my average. And then, I believe this is probably one of the makeup weeks when I had to miss a couple weeks. Can't remember what it was for. Sorry for the noise, y'all. So, 220, 153, 192. My overall average is 188 that day. I didn't bowl that great to me, but I bowled close to what my 209 average was. And then I also found this. Okay, Eric. Have a good day, baby. See you later. Here's one of my magnets I got from the USBC for one of the 200 games. But I even have this one for 175. So those are some of my trinkets I kept over the years. It was in my bowling bag. I was surprised. Like, damn. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to do that now. You can say back then I held my own. Me and my brother were talking last week. And I honestly feel both my brothers are much better bowlers than me. I've always felt that way. They're great bowlers. Problem is, they got bad tempers. So they're sore losers. And so, even my brother said to me last week, we were talking about it, because I think I told him I found some of that stuff. Your high was 204. I think my highest was 292. That's my highest game. I think something like that. And so I still think they're both great. They're both great bowlers. In fact, my older brother did start competing around, the region out there on the West Coast. Um, but I know he ended up getting, I think, kicked out of a few bowling alleys because of his temper when he would lose, or he would, end up, getting, only 9 pins instead of a strike. He would probably end up bowling, hitting the ball return, or he would go in the back and kick the wall. That he's always been that way, so it's always gone against him. And my baby brother's no different. He's much better, but as far as his temper, but he still kind of act the same way. So me and my brother, and I told him that it's like, I think you and our other brother, y'all much better bowlers than me. I honestly, that's how I feel. And my brother said to me, he's like, nah, I don't think so, Amanda. He's like, the difference is you're consistent. And he's not, is how my brother sees it. It's like, I don't really feel like I was consistent, but to my brother I was. So that was nice to hear that, but I still don't think so. I still think overall he's a much better bowler than me. Now, when it comes to pool, that's a different game. And he knows it too. uh, yeah, they get those bad, like, tempers. Ever since I was a little girl, my older brother, he would walk off the bowling lane, he would punch the ball return, and then he would walk to the back, and then he would punch the wall. And then he would even do it with the arcade games. If he was losing at the arcade, he would sit there and kick the arcade machine. It's like, it's just a game. Oh no, my older brother didn't feel that way. It was bad, so he got kicked out of a lot of bowling alleys. So I really think if he was able to get his temper under control and not be such a sore loser, he probably could have gone as big as what my mama was going. Because I told y'all, my mama, got offered the opportunity to bowl pro for full time. She was offered to join the World Pro Tour. But she turned it down, is what my daddy told me, because she's, told him, she wasn't interested in being away from us all the time, which meant she would have to travel a lot. And at that point, she was married to my stepdad, and she had us 4 kids. So she didn't want to leave us behind either. So I understand why she didn't, but I would have loved to see my mama born on the national stage like that, because she was that good. She was impressive, and a lot of people knew it too. And they may have hated losing to her, but they had the utmost respect and admiration for her because she was that good. So one day, you know, it would have been cool to see my younger brother, because he had even talked about at one point in time he wanted to get serious about bowling, to be able to bowl professionally full time. But you know, my daddy didn't think it was the right move, we'll say. So my brother didn't follow through with it. And again, I think a big part of it was his temper. So, and that would not have been good if he had made it that far up to the big leagues. He get mad because he throws a gutter, or gets 9 pins instead of a strike, and then walks off the lane and then goes and either kicks the ball return like my older brother did, or go outside and punch the wall, that kind of thing. So it really is both of them. Wing symbolism, those wings back there, angels, guardian angels, archangels. I'm always surrounded by angels and the divine. Hello, swims. Oh, I really was, you know, because I would have loved to see both my brothers go pro. I would have loved that because to me, they're that good. If they're on and, they're not, losing their cool, they're good. But boy, they lose, or just that one time they know they should get a strike, and I'm sure you can relate to this. Because I know what my brother's talking about. That time you pick up that bowling ball on the first roll, and you release it, and as soon as that ball leaves your hand, you know it's a strike. You know. But there's been many times that I know all of us who have bowled, who are pretty decent, know we've been robbed where there's still one pin standing up. And that's what pissed both my brothers off, and then they would lose their cool. So, um, but my older brother, he's a great fisherman. So he's a commercial fisherman, and he knows a lot about the ocean. So that's what he ended up going to instead. So, yes, they are, Anna. Swims depends on what kind of reading I'm doing. But you see, I'll explain something to you, swims. Hold on, let me grab something so you can make sense of this. You know, um, you see these pair of scissors, and these pair of scissors, we're designed to cut paper, cut hair, cut thread, that kind of thing, right? It's just a tool, right? And if it's put in the right person's hands, it gets used the right way. But you put it in the wrong person's hands, we all know it could be dangerous. It could be a dangerous weapon, and it could be used to unfortunately hurt somebody, possibly in someone's life, we'll say, right? In the wrong person's hands. My decks, all these decks here, I got different types of decks. I even got dice. I got charms. They're the same. It's just a tool. Okay? But a tool more so than anything, in my view, is not necessarily for me. It is to show confirmation to the person I'm reading for. Okay? So when I say something, and my spirit guides giving me a message, because you got to understand, not all tarot readers are the same. Okay? You got some, and there's nothing wrong, so please don't, misunderstand me. I'm not talking bad about anyone. Okay? I'm just telling you how I look at it and how I feel. There's some tarot readers out there who, when they read, when they read cards, they only study the guidebook that came with the deck. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong. I mean, it doesn't mean they're less accurate. However, you get people like me who also talk to spirit, who brings extra messages. So I can pull out a card like, okay, this Four of Wands. This is normally about happiness, celebration, get together. Could be like an event, like a wedding, an engagement, a graduation, birthday, baby shower, things like that. Or it could just be friends getting together and just celebrating life, right? That's usually the general guidebook meaning. But you see, I can pull out that card and it not mean anything the guidebook says. My spirit guides give me a different message for it, for that person at the time. That's the difference. So, In essence, yeah, I could read without the cards, but I do it for confirmation for y'all to understand where I'm coming from and why I say what I say. But then it's like I have other confirmations that come through. Like I get people, and Anna, one of them, she knows. While I'm streaming, and it's happened since I've been streaming, and it happens every single time I'm here streaming, I get spirit orbs that appear. They'll appear over here, they'll appear over here, they've appeared in front of me, behind me, and then some people will see them who watch me. And usually when they appear, they're just coming through and giving me that extra confirmation or for me to emphasize on what I'm saying to whoever I'm reading for. So there's that too. And the other times they share visions with me to get me to understand something, to see it, and I'll explain it to whoever I'm reading for if it comes across that way. Or they, just tell me different words, different things. So it depends on who you ask. But you can't put every tarot reader in the same category because we're not all the same. Just like psychics aren't all the same. And yes, I have psychic abilities, but, everybody always wants to categorize psychics as all being the same, and they're not. Because what people don't understand is there's more than 80 different types of psychic abilities that exist. And not everybody has the same abilities. Some people only have one ability to where others have more than one. So they're not all the same. You can get one psychic who might be a medium, which is someone who talks to dead people, but then the next psychic next to you might be an empath, which is someone who literally feels others' emotions like it's their own. Does that make the empath not psychic? No. They're psychic too. They're just a different type of psychic. So it's like I like to say, every medium is a psychic, but not every psychic is a medium. Tarot readers are no different. You know, it's just different. We're all different. We all read differently. So my spirit team comes in and gives me those messages. Whatever it is that y'all need to hear. And what ends up happening is they have a conversation with your spirit guides. And then my spirit guides tell me what your spirit guides had to say. That's how usually it works. Yes, Wims. And there's probably more than that. I'm just giving you what I know because I had a good friend who studied it since birth. And, he was in his 70s, late 70s, when I came across and we crossed paths. Very nice guy. And, the way he explained it, it's right, though, because I'll give you an example. Like an empath, right? I just mentioned that. Explain what it is, which I'm also an empath. There could be subgroups, subcategories of an empath. So think of someone, which I also have, so I understand it. I don't have to be in the room with you to feel what you're feeling, your emotions, or even physical ailments at a time. I could be at a distance. I mean, when I say at a distance, I don't have to be in the same building as you. You could be in a different city, a different state, even a different country. And sometimes I'll pick it up. That's known as clear empathy. It's being able to read someone else's emotions, literally read them and feel them like it's your own. You're just able to do it from a distance. To where others, most empaths, they end up going into a room of people and they get overwhelmed. So that's why they avoid crowds, because everyone's emotions is coming at them left and right. And they get drained quickly, which, yeah, it does happen to me too. So I have to be extra careful. And I got to shield my energy so I don't get overwhelmed. So I don't take on everyone else's emotions. Because if someone is sad, depressed, has any kind of addictions, things like that, I'll pick up on it. And it'll drain me. I'll feel it. And so it's the same way how, I'll get some people who will come to me. And, I've had people say this on a few occasions to me and I always laugh. You know, they always say, well, you're not supposed to pay for a psychic, you know. God's messages are for free. Yeah, you're right. I don't disagree with that. But see, here's the difference. Though the messages are for free, what's not for free is my energy and my time. And that's what people don't seem to understand or appreciate. So some take advantage. So you get those type people in there too that just have that attitude. It's like, you know, are you going to work for free? Oh, you won't work for free, but you expect me to work for free. Got it. No, it's not a double standard, you know. Yeah, and Anna knows I give in-depth readings. I go an hour plus sometimes. Most times it is an hour, but I can go over an hour. So it's taxing. You do it, you know, so many times it can be taxing. But a lot of people fail to understand that. And, you know, in the same way, it's like all these different decks that I have, 99% of the decks I have, and understand me, I got over 200 different decks between Oracle and Tarot. 99% of them, I had it by myself. It came out of my own pocket. Those decks are not cheap. But people forget that too. Or, you know, they forget, you know, the cost of running a channel, like the cost of the Wi-Fi, the cost of the electric bill, and so forth. But that's how I break it down. Just food for thought, because a lot of people, you know, always have that sense of entitlement, we'll say. I'm not saying everyone, but there's a lot of them who do. Oh, Anna, you're sweet, honey. Say that. Hi, Gijo. So yeah, some of us we do it that way, and others, you know, it depends. You know, you go to whoever resonates with you. I don't expect everyone to resonate with me, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm not greedy. The ones who are meant for me will find me. And you know, beautiful people, on that note, I think it's time for me to head out. I hung out for a couple hours with y'all. Man, it sounds like it's raining. It sounds like it's raining out there, but I don't see any dark clouds through this little portion of my window. There must be some dark clouds above me, because I swear I hear rain coming down. And that's usually when spirit gets more active. It's a shame. Get them to come in stronger usually, because they'll use the rain and the thunderstorms as the energy, an energy source to communicate. Yeah, it's coming down. I hear it. And we're in the peak of hurricane season. I mean, yeah, I don't live on the coast, but I ain't far from it either as far as statewide. But oh yeah. Oh, I've seen it where it's like, you know, you're driving through, you know, rain 1 second, and then less than a quarter mile down the road, it's dry. It's like, huh? What? And you see it's all sunny outside. It's like, okay. So I get a kick out of it. Oh yeah, definitely. So, we'll see. We'll see if Spirit wants me to come on, you know, maybe later. I don't know. I'm not going to say I will. Won't say I won't. I don't know. But if not, and y'all need a reading from me, there's that post out there that I posted right before I started the stream for private recorded readings. So, my beautiful people, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope y'all have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful rest of y'all's day. I hope it's a beautiful, blessed one. Until next time, y'all take care. Much love.